everyone, I was not a huge fan of The Evil Within. I may or may not have given the game a 2-star review on Giant Bomb back when I played it. I really wanted to enjoy The Evil Within. Shinji Mikami is one of horror's great masters, and to see him make something brand new for a new set of technology and carry that torch forward, it should have been amazing, but instead it was just sort of mediocre with some interesting ideas, but it didn't really go anywhere. And the DLC has been kind of interesting. I haven't finished any of them, but the first two followed the female main character, Julie Kidman, from The Evil Within, who she kind of wove her way in, inside, and outside of the story. There was the consequence and the assignment, and they were kind of stealth-based as opposed to action-based. And this game, or this DLC, the Executioner, man, it is wildly different. So you might notice from the rotating box there that appears to be the main villain from The Evil Within, or at least one of the main villains that sort of weaves their way in and out of the story. Really creepy guy with a safe for a head, and every time you defeat him, he just shows up in another safe. And you'll notice here as I pan around, Patrick, what's with that hammer doing in the corner? Why are you in first person? Yeah, this DLC is a first-person action game. What? Evil Within was a third-person action game. This is something wildly different. I finished off the first room. I don't even know what's in here. Oh, this is just a save game. Okay. So you'll see in 53, those are the tokens I've collected for defeating enemies, which allows me to go into the shop. And any shop you go to, just shove your hand right in that red, gooey deliciousness. So let's see. So you can buy different things here. I think I'm gonna go with a new weapon. The favorite weapon of the sadist. When it runs out of fuel, you can purchase more in at the shop. So we have bought the chainsaw. Let's see, what else? Reduces the amount of enemy taken from enemy attacks. Increases the maximum level of the health gauge. I didn't quite die yet. So why don't... Let's go with some dynamite. Let's buy some more of these traps. Okay. We're set to go. We're gonna head to the next section. So it's clearing the execution chamber will allow you to collect memory tokens. If I hit the left trigger, you can look for like memories that are left behind. You're like searching for your daughter, or trying to save her from the STEM program thing. I didn't really follow the story in Evil Within, to be quite honest. I'm not really following the story of this DLC either. I just know that it's so completely different from everything else that I've played. So there's little eyeballs all over these arenas, and that usually means, yep, we're about to spawn in an enemy. So a lot of this game, it seems to be about like kind of crowd control. You can also do these amazingly wild and gory executions. I'm gonna save my... Okay, so I got 10 whacks with that, so I'm gonna hold on to it for now. Those are gonna spawn in new enemies. So far what I could tell, it is really like a lot about crowd control, and you'll see one way you can do that. I get him into a weakened state. I can pick him up and throw him along. Whoop! And that appeared to hurt me in the process of doing that. So I probably wanted to throw that from further away. Hold on to this health pack until a little bit later. So why don't we try and pick him up again. See if we can walk a further distance. Boom! Still not doing it from far enough away, but you get the idea. I get the idea. So I guess we're in pursuit of a memory token. So you don't know, an enormous amount of control over your guy, but you can do these really ridiculous executions. And it's enormously satisfying, honestly, to finally play as a character who caused me so much grief in the main game. Alright, get a little distance. Still hits me from that far away. Oh well. Alright, we got another health token though. Oh, you can throw chairs? I'm about to summon some more enemies. So I'm gonna pick up that chair. Just the one, huh? I've also fought some of the bosses from the Evil Within that you faced sort of as an average person. Ah! 10. Maybe that's it. It's kind of like the end of the little arena section. Yeah. So that seems like maybe just an opportunity to get yourself a couple more tokens. And I guess you could just keep going there. So that's just a place to grind, I guess. Let's head to the second section, though, which I assume must be this one. There are cobwebs over doors that aren't open yet. And I'm sure these executions probably get pretty boring after a while, but they are really satisfying for the time being. So I'll continue to do them and not have a problem with watching them over and over again. Alright, these guys have given me enough that I should be able to go sneak in a quick upgrade too. And so far I've only been dealing with 1 or 2 enemies at once, so I haven't felt the need to bust out my chainsaw, because when I fought one of the bosses, I had to wrestle with 4 or 5 enemies at once. I think I might have actually gotten up to something like 7. And that was a situation where probably having a crowd control device would have been useful. Alright, let's head back really quickly. There's also, yeah, I should search for, I guess, these memory tokens. So it appears that you kind of waltz through these little kind of corridors, and then you find a way to a boss area. Alright, this will let us upgrade really fast. Familiar creepy chime from the Evil Within. I hope Shinji Mikami goes ahead and makes another one of these. I thought it had promise, and the parts that were good were like really, really enjoyable. It's just there were lots of parts that weren't. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the amount of damage I take from attacks. Got an extra health bar out there, and it seems like you gotta find those in order to get yourself back in fighting position. Sure, left. Aha! So you find those, which are scattered about, and then you're also kind of destroying barrels and things as you go along. You know, standard video game stuff. In this case, we're gonna head over here. Hopefully we can find... Not sure what that is. Something glowy over there to the left. Ooh, I love me collecting coins. Give me those coins. That's it for that room. Which appears to be the vast majority of some of this stuff is just... You can use teleport to any... Okay. Oh. Yep. Okay. Yep. That's one way to do it. That is one way to do it. Actually, there's nothing else. Nope, nope. Is everyone going to turn into a monster? Blah, 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 blah. Dialogue that I don't really care about. Let's get back to smashing things with my giant hammer. I'm sure there are mythology implications for everything that's going on here. And stuff is kind of neat. But, story was not really what I was here for. Eliminate Zen. So you made it through this little, you know, set of chambers, took out a couple enemies, explored, found some items. And now you make your way to familiar territory from the original game and try to beat a boss. And I suppose if you can't, then you could go grind for more items. Kind of annoyingly, if you don't defeat the enemy, you don't get your items back, which means you then have to go grind for more items. It's I don't really care for that. Just give me back the stuff that I used when I was trying to fight the first time. So often. Oh, okay. Ooh, knocked me on my ass. Ooh, I have a dodge. I did not try to imagine what that guy looks like dodging, by the way. Alright, so it seems like maybe the trick here, get yourself some distance, break open these cages, and try and use I can run, which means I'm going to be able to kind of close the gap here. Oh. Whoops. Whoops. That's not. Well, okay. You need to refill those. Kind of a one-time use. Alright. Look, buddy. Why don't we just chill out here? Get a couple hits in. Ah! Ooh, he does some pretty nasty amount of damage. Now he's gonna summon in more friends. Let's give this chainsaw a shot. Whoa! Yikes, okay. Not doing a whole lot. Otherwise, let's see. I wish I could get my health back by fighting those dudes, but that is not the case. Alright, so I get some health here. Maybe I can finish charging this up. Nope. Guess we'll work our way around a third time. It seems like that's probably the most effective way to take him out. I guess at least you're earning coins as you do this. Oh, it's very disorienting the way the game takes you out of third and first person. I think, you know, the game wants to show you these cool execution moves, but then forgets, oh right, but like you're playing this game and there are enemies all around you. You would probably want to see them all around you at all times. Well, nope. I can't tell if I like the execution or not. I think it's interesting. Interesting doesn't mean it's good, though. I value that they're trying to give you a different experience in The Evil Within. But I don't necessarily know if it's a fun one. Like, I honestly wish the game was just in third person. Let's give this one last shot. At least I kept all my stuff, or rather didn't use all my stuff. Yep, I'm down to 8 on those. Got these little traps which you can throw out and they kind of wrap you in barbed wire. Pretty useful. Kind of useful. Whoa, that's... seems like that didn't really help me with him. Doesn't seem to disable him at all. Now I'm down to 3. And that's Executioner. It's $5. You got the season pass. You've already got it. I feel like this might fall into the same category as the other Evil Within DLCs, in which I go, huh, and then never quite make my way back to it. I want to like you more than I do, the Evil Within. I really do. It just doesn't ever quite click. So that's the Executioner. It's out now. $5 if you want to buy it outside the season pass. If you get the season pass, obviously it comes with that. Yeah, I wish. I wish. See you guys.